So to show how to remove the waste yarn without closing down the tube, it is possible, but you still have to do something to these live stitches before you can remove the waste yarn. So I'm just going to show a few examples of what you can do. I don't hand knit, I crochet. So one thing you can do is you could either slip stitch or single crochet the live stitches together. So my live stitches are the project yarn, and I'm going to, with the tail end, just do single crochets all the way around the tube. So then I can then remove the waste yarn. If I didn't do this and I just removed the waste yarn, you'd have those live loops, which would then unravel and drop and undo your project. So once those live stitches are secured, now we can remove the waste yarn by taking the tail end of the waste yarn, pulling it, and unraveling it from our project to fully remove it, like this. And so once the waste yarn is removed, here's what it looks like. So this is what I did. If you look at my no frills sweater tutorial, that's how I did the ends of my sleeves for around my wrists. Another option you can do is you could connect the two ends of your tubes together. You can have waste yarns on both ends on your cast on and cast off, and then slip stitch them in the round to make like a tube, a continuous tube or an infinity scarf. In this tutorial that I did, which I also have on my page, if you take a look at that, this is where I did the cord braid before I made the neck warmers. So I have one side was casted on with waste yarn, and then I removed the project with circular knitting needles so I could make the cord, and then I went back and I slip stitched them together in the round. So once I have all these stitches locked into place, I slip stitch them together so then they can't fall. Then I can again remove the waste yarn doing the same thing. In this instance, when you're slip stitching the two tubes together, or the two ends of the tube together, you can't do the ravel cord because it would remove the waste yarn, but then it's still hooked in the round. So you just do the normal waste yarn cast on, and then you just pull the end of the tail out, and then you can unravel it from your project. And so here it is. Once I have the two ends slip stitched together, then I just remove the waste yarn by undoing, since it's the cast on side that I did the waste yarn on, I remove the first row from the loops, and then after that it will just unravel. And then here's just one other option that I did. This was from my no frills sweater tutorial. I'm connecting the arm, like the shoulder part, to the torso of the sweater. So again, I did the waste yarn cast on here. And then for this, I used the slip stitch, and I picked up each live stitch and slip stitched them onto the armhole that I made in the body of the sweater. Once I had them all slip stitched down into place in the round, then I could remove the waste yarn, and then my arm sleeve was connected to the body of my sweater. And so once each stitch was slip stitched together, everything was secured into place, then I just removed the waste yarn again. By doing the same thing, I took off, because it was the cast on side for the waste yarn, I unthreaded the first row, and then it just unraveled as I pulled it. And you just have to kind of go around and around and around until it fully comes off, since you're going around your sleeve of your arm like this. And it just removes. So I really hope that answered your question. I do appreciate all the questions and the comments, and for everyone watching my videos and following me, thank you so very much. I do really appreciate it, and happy crafting, everybody.